Leonardo da Vinci. Presentation completed by Charity Almond, Andrew Bond, Carly Casnelli, and Lauren Lazinski. Leonardo da Vinci was born on April 15, 1452, in Acciano, Tuscany, which is now known as Italy. This was close to the town of Vinci, which is how he got his surname that is so well known with him today. Back in his day, though, he was simply known as Leonardo. His father was an attorney, and his mother was a peasant. They were never married to one another, so while growing up on his father's estate, his uncle helped raise him. His uncle had a love of nature that was handed down to Leonardo. He never received any formal education and was taught just the basics of reading, writing, and math. His father noticed his artistic side around the age of 15 and paired him up with well-known sculptor and painter Andrea del Verrocchio of Florence, where he remained until the age of 30. The Annunciation is the first known work of Leonardo da Vinci, which he completed around the age of 20. This piece is not his usual style. It follows the model of that time, which depicts the angel on the left and the Virgin on the right. The distant trees and watercourse shows his love of nature. Even though this piece was done early on in his career, it would rank among his greatest works of art. Da Vinci knew how important weapons were to war and the fear they placed on enemies. This was sure one of the main influences behind his invention of the crossbow. It was designed to be 27 yards across and on 6 wheels for easy mobility. It was designed to fire large stones or flaming bombs. Another weapon of warfare designed by Da Vinci was the scythed chariot. It was intended to roll across the battlefield on 4 wheels, releasing hails of shots from around its rim. The idea was that no one on your sides would be injured. Another invention from Da Vinci in the world of warfare was the invention of the armored car, which was the precursor to the tank. It was capable of moving all directions and was equipped with a large number of weapons. This ranks as one of the most popular inventions, and it was designed to intimidate and scatter the enemy. The large protective cover could deflect enemy fire. Many will argue that Da Vinci sabotaged his own invention because he designed the cranks to move in opposite directions. This made moving forward impossible. Some believe this was to discourage the armored car from being built because deep down Da Vinci was a pacifist. The Vitruvian Man is arguably Da Vinci's most famous illustration. The theory of this illustration is the basis of proportions in art and architecture. The male figure's outstretched arms touch the circumference of the circle and the edges of the square. His navel is the exact center of the circle. The male figure is shown in 2 different positions within the same image. He is both inside the circle and inside the square. You can tell the writing around the illustration was completed after the drawing because they conform around the image. The purpose of the illustration is to bring together ideas about art, architecture, human anatomy, and symmetry in one distinct and commanding image. It is believed that this sketch from Da Vinci from the late 15th century was the predecessor to the modern-day helicopter, even though the first actual helicopter wasn't built until the 1940s. This screw-like machine was depicted thoroughly in his notes and drawings. It measured 15 feet in diameter and was made with reed, linen, and wire. Unfortunately, due to the weight constrictions, scientists didn't believe that this invention would be able to fly. Da Vinci's The Last Supper took 3 years to complete. The work was started in 1495 and was finally finished in 1499. It is still one of the most popular paintings studied, even after 516 years. You can see Christ's arms lay open on the table, making his body a triangle. This is said to express the Divine Trinity. The 12 disciples are in groups of 3 around him, and they are boxed in their areas. It is evident that Leonardo used shapes to construct this painting. One thing that sets Da Vinci's Last Supper painting apart from other famous works is that he chose to include Judas, where others chose to exclude him. The Virgin and Child with St. Anne and St. John the Baptist is also referred to as the Burlington House cartoon. It was done using charcoal and black and white chalk on 8 sheets of paper glued together. The piece shows the Virgin Mary sitting on the lap of her mother, St. Anne. The Christ child blesses his cousin John the Baptist. If you look closely, you will see St. Anne pointing to heaven, which tells of Christ's ultimate destiny. The Mona Lisa is probably the most recognized and well-known paintings around the world. The work was requested by Francesco del Giocondo, which is Lisa's husband. The painting was supposed to be a present for Lisa to celebrate the completion of their house and the birth of their second son. Leonardo studied the human form, and that's why he could draw this painting so well. The Mona Lisa is an oil painting that has survived for 6 centuries without being restored. This is very rare. The Mona Lisa stands out because of all the details in her hands, eyes, and lips, especially for the fact that she doesn't smile. The Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre in France in 1911. They thought that the painting would be lost forever until 2 years later when they discovered an Italian patriot, Vincenzo Peruggia, trying to sell it to a gallery in Florence, Italy. The painting has also been the victim of vandalism over the years. In 1956, this was the first occurrence when someone threw acid at the bottom half of the masterpiece, which did major damage to the artwork. That same year, another person threw a rock, which ended up chipping the painting near the elbow. The painting was under bulletproof glass now to protect from other vandals. In the drawing of Theoretical Anatomy, Leonardo da Vinci is considered to be the first person to draw an unborn fetus in its proper position in the womb. It is believed Da Vinci worked on this between 1510 and 1511. His detail was unmatched for its time. He was also the first person to draw the uterine artery and the vascular system of the cervix and the vagina. Leonardo da Vinci died on May 2, 1519, in Chateau of Cloud, near Amboise in France. He had been invited to stay there by French King Francis I. Da Vinci's official cause of death is unknown, but it is widely believed that he died from natural causes. Leonardo da Vinci was, and still is, a leading artist and intellectual of the Italian Renaissance. His paintings, drawings, and inventions are still used today for the teaching of future generations.